the first one, it's obvious, isn't it? It's the technical ability. I think that's the table stakes, and I think you're not going to get away with that, get away from that. So I think technical ability is really important. Secondly, I think communication skills. So really, you're not going to be successful in the job if you sit behind a spreadsheet all day and don't talk to anybody. I think much of what you do is going to be technical, and it's going to be potentially working independently, but that's not the whole of the job, and you need to be able to communicate with peers, with direct reports, and also potentially with members of the team. So communication skills are critical. And then the third thing I think is curiosity. So the curiosity to develop into the role, both in terms of how to do the job itself, but also to learn about the business and understand what it is that you do and how that fits in with the wider business objectives.
Yeah, for me, the number one is the ability to apply the technical knowledge they've got to new transactions and areas as and when they come along, with a mindset to ensure that the accounting is correct and would be supportable against challenge by audit. It's really easy just to get into the mindset of just do the same every month, and you can get caught out by new things, which only comes out later down the line when things get reviewed. And it's quite embarrassing if you just pick up that something's not been accounted for properly, and that's managed to go through all the management reviews.
For a financial accountant, I would absolutely be looking for attention to detail. I would be looking for a methodical approach, and generally good with numbers. And the combination of these things for me would then ensure that I'd be looking at someone who had a high quality approach to their work and would deliver a good output.
One is the ability to get off the chair and away from the desk. Secondly is to have a full understanding of the numbers. And thirdly, that they can communicate well and take feedback and act upon that.
The top three qualities for a financial accountant in a team that would work for me would probably be an attention to detail, an ability to stick to timelines, delivering to that timeline, and also to be able to act on feedback.
I think if you're a financial accountant, some of the top qualities that you need to have are one is a good overview of the business. You need to understand what the business is doing commercially, so you can then look at how that's reflected in the accounts. I think a strong attention to detail and a really good, strong knowledge of language as well, because you'll be probably writing elements, certainly reporting and parts of the financial statements. And I think third of all, what you really need to do is enjoy that process of pulling the financial accounts together and producing the reports that are reflecting how the business has performed.
I think first and foremost, good technical knowledge. You've got to be able to put together a good quality set of reports and a good quality set of accounts that underpins the reporting that will go through a business. And of course, reports have to be built on good and timely information. So it's important for the financial accountant to have a really good technical grasp, and that's number one. By far for me. I think there needs to be, in terms of qualities, then I kind of look for somebody who would be assertive in that role. So I think this is really about making sure that through the business there are processes, controls, and so on that have to be followed. And quite often it's down to the accounts team and the more senior accounts people to make sure those procedures and so on are followed. So an assertive nature, but without being aggressive with that, is always a good thing.
For financial accountants, their qualities ought to consist of honesty, integrity, and they really need a clear and open mindset. Nothing too fancy, but they need to be in line with the business that they're playing with and the ideas that they're promoting.